You've had Joe Biden talk about ending the U.S. support for the war in Yemen. Dude, this war criminal, this piece of shit, again, I keep reminding people, he helped orchestrate the war in Iraq. He never met a war that he didn't like. He's voted and championed and advocated and beaten the war drums for everything. And he was vice president under Obama, right? So you can't just be like, oh, well, he was the vice president, not the president. What are you talking about? This guy was dangerous as a senator when it came to Iraq. Look what he did with that. He was Bush's man in the Senate, and he was lethal. He was instrumental in helping getting that war started. Don't tell me he was innocent as vice president. When you look at the Bush regime, you look at Bush, we include Cheney in that list, do we not? We include Wolfowitz, Paul Wolfowitz, David Addington. We include all of the criminals, Colin Powell, Condoleezza Rice. They're all scum. So don't give this pass to Joe Biden. And this motherfucker now is coming around and saying, oh, I'm gonna withdraw support for that conflict. After what? Like, even if you delivered on that, you helped start that. If you commit a crime, okay, anyone, a normal citizen, you go and you commit a crime, you murder someone or you injure them. I mean, can you just come around and say like, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry about that. He didn't even say sorry, by the way. But you can't just come around and be like, okay, I guess I'll stop now. I've been keeping this person locked up and I've been torturing them for a couple of years, but I'll stop now. It's okay. What? That's what you sound like, man. That's not an exaggeration. That's an understatement. Go and look at the photographs of people in Yemen, how they're starving, how so many have been killed already. These people should be tried as fucking war criminals, man. All of them. Never mind Trump. We haven't even got right. We're just talking about the Obama administration. And you want to go back to Bush? Okay. But, if we're talking about Syria, Libya, and the ones that Obama started, Biden, of course, he should be held accountable. He should be held accountable for a lot of shit. So, no, I have no confidence whatsoever that he's going to deliver on any of this crap. I mean, he won't even give you a check, right? Like, this guy has lied about far worse. He's lied about nukes in Iraq. He was so bloodthirsty to invade Iraq. He was saying you had nukes in 98. You can go watch videos of Biden in 98 saying, oh, Iraq has weapons. We have to go now after Saddam now. Holy shit. This guy has lied about far worse. If you're going to lie about chemical weapons, you will lie about anything. Never mind this like $2,000 check that he wanted to give you. And now he's saying it's $1,400 or about withdrawing support for the war in Yemen. Again, it's not even enough, right? And what's interesting here is if you look at these articles that are now reporting about the sanctions on Yemen that Pompeo and the Trump administration have placed, that go into effect today on the 19th. They're saying in almost every article that, oh, this is going to complicate things for Biden and, it's going to make it much harder for him to overturn them. And it's going to sour relations. And they've said this about everything. They've said this about Iran, right? That it's going to make things harder. What Trump did is going to make things harder for Biden. I mean, I don't really agree with that 100% because Trump has committed crimes, of course, the assassination of Soleimani, the sanctions, yes, but Iran has indicated if Joe Biden goes back to the deal, we go back to the deal. So that avenue is open. So beware of that in the coming days and coming weeks of how Joe Biden acts. Iran has said we are ready to go back to complying with the deal fully, which they only diverted from because of Trump, because of his actions, as a signal that, you better stop or we're going to deviate, we're going to get away from the deal. But they haven't quit fully. So the door is wide open for Biden to play ball. So watch out for the bullshit that he tries to pull. And watch out for the media. Because my point here is that they're trying to make excuses like, oh, look what Trump has done. He's made everything impossible for Biden. Look, I guess it's Trump's fault. If Biden fucks up, it's not his fault. It's Trump. No, asshole. I mean, the example that I would like to give here with Yemen. Yes, I understand if you designate an entity or a group of people as terrorists and you put them on the list that they have for state sponsors of terrorism, right? The FTOs and all this. You might have to go to Congress to get that overturned. You understand? So in that regard, yes, it is a bit more difficult. You can't just like reverse it 100%. As far as my understanding goes, you can't just reverse it with an executive order or with as much facility as you did when implementing it. But I just want to put this to you. I want to ask you this, okay? If tomorrow morning, for example, okay, well, he can't do it anymore because he's going to be out. But if today Donald Trump decided to put sanctions on Saudi Arabia for whatever reason, this is just an example. Do you really think Congress would let that shit fly? They'd overturn it in a second. And Saudi Arabia is responsible for 9/11, for exporting Wahhabism and terrorism all across the Middle East, in Pakistan, in Syria, you name it, in Egypt. They would overturn that shit like that. So the tools are there. The tools are there. And if Biden is really interested in withdrawing U.S. support for Yemen, that guy will cancel all of the arms deals that Trump made. Again, why would he, since Obama also sold $100 billion worth of weapons to the Saudis? But that's one thing he would do. And the second thing he would do is he would go to Congress and fucking plead the case. If you're really going to do that, like you said during your campaign, then do it. Yes, you have to go to Congress. It's a bit annoying. You can't just, do it as easily as when you put the designation on someone. There's a process. Okay. But if you're really concerned about what's going on there, then he will do it. And he will go in front of Congress and he will plead the case and he will explain why Trump was wrong to do this. And there you go. But he's not going to do that, right? And it's very convenient for the media and very convenient for the Biden administration. Man, if you're in Biden's team right now, you're celebrating. You're like, oh my God, yes, this guy put Cuba back on the terror list. He designated the Yemeni Houthis as well as terrorists. He put so much sanctions on Iran, we can't even begin to untangle them. It's like a goddamn spider web of cables, and Syria as well. This is a dream come true for the Biden administration. They don't have to do fucking shit. They can just blame everything on Trump. But again, if they really wanted to, you find a way around it. Of course they could, but they're just not going to, because neither the Biden administration nor the Democrats nor the Republicans, for that matter, give a fuck about changing foreign policy. They will always support Saudi Arabia, right? They're in bed with Saudi Arabia and Israel. They don't care about occupying Syria, occupying Iraq and Afghanistan, and continuing these imperialist conquests, because this suits everyone. This is a continuous pattern. You saw it under Obama, under Bush, under Trump. It doesn't change. So don't swallow what the media says immediately, like, oh yeah, Trump, Biden promised this thing, therefore he's going to do it because he's such a nice guy. No, man. Again, like, this guy won't even give you the check that he promised you, the $2,000. Why would he go and bat for people in Yemen? He's responsible for that fucking mess. This is an unfortunate predicament, just to put it very, very mildly. These people are criminals. They are mass murderers. Truly, in every sense of the term, they are mass murderers. I don't know how anyone with a conscience can go and look at pictures of kids, women, men, anyone in Yemen starving like that, and then just let that fly and just be okay with that and acquiesce to this behavior and participate directly in it, right? It's not just that they've sold weapons to the Saudis, they've helped them bomb Yemen as well directly. And the UK as well, the United Kingdom they've been not just selling weapons to the Saudis, as France and Germany have. Oh yeah, everyone's making money. There's always money in war. But they've also been training Saudi pilots. In the UK, huh? Oh yeah, it's a whole VIP treatment. It's not like, oh, we'll come to your country and train you. No, please come to us in England. We'll train you right here. Like, this is how sadistic and fucked up Western foreign policy is. I mean, just look at Yemen. This is a tiny country, and you have all these Western powers and Saudi Arabia ganging up on them and bombing the shit out of them and just kneecapping them beyond. Really, it's brutal. It's horrible. Let's not mince words. It's the world's largest humanitarian crisis. It's horrendous. And one thing that I said before is in every U.S. administration, and you could say the same thing about the UK, disregard for life is always a common feature. Always, unfortunately. So, no, I'm not going to hold up much hope. Not at all.